And Asa sought not the Lord, but the physicians, and Asa slept with his fathers. This unusual record in the second book of Chronicles, 16th chapter and verse 12, relates one of the kings of Israel, and many a biblical student who believes in divine healing has used this as a reason to claim that the inability of a physician to bring any healing. But they forget one of several things are not brought into play here. One is that physicians in that day and hour had such a limited knowledge of sicknesses, just as well as in our day. They have in our day and hour, a lot of the sicknesses they still don't know in the present day and hour. But if you're going to study the Bible, the biggest mistake Asa made was seeking not the Lord in his distress, in his condition of life that he lived under, seeking not the Lord. Not that he didn't not that he sought the physician. The biggest mistake he made was seeking not the Lord. Now, I want you to note that the physicians of that day and hour had a limited knowledge about disease. So we must study, if we're going to find out about healing, we must find out the cause of sickness, the cause of affliction, the cause of mental illness, the cause of it, in order to find out something about the remedy for it. And very few people know about where disease had their cause. Some have said that it was demonic, that the devils and demons made men sick on planet Earth. Others have come along and said that sickness is a result of the environmental conditions that a man lives under, and that only. Another comes along and declares to us that sickness is a result of our personal transgression, the act of disobedience, of our own personal disobedience. Then, when you get to the language of the Bible, you're going to find that sickness has its foundation in the sin of Adam, that the transgression of one man, sickness came upon the whole human family. Because when God created man, he did not create him with the intent or purpose that he should be sick. There was no hospitals in the Garden of Eden. There was no nurses there, no doctors there. They would have been, or if they had been there, they would have been unemployed, because Adam was in perfect health, had a perfect mind, had a perfect body, had a perfect soul, and he was in a perfect world, in a perfect garden, with everything was created good and very good. There are 6 records of the Scripture concerning God preparing this earth for man's habitation. And in each one of the 6 records, it says that he created everything good and very good. Now, if you read the book of Genesis correctly, you will find that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And that first picture of the earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep. Here the earth, it has no shape or form, proving that it was not in its original state. Because God does not create a world without form and in darkness. He creates it in light. He creates it in perfect form. The earth had received, the first picture of the earth is having received judgment. That's the reason God told Adam, "Go ye therefore, be fruitful and multiply and replenish." The word replenish implies to repopulate. The earth had been populated prior, between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2. In Genesis 1:2, we have the earth without form and void, totally under the judgment of God, totally in the darkness, and the Spirit of the Lord moved on the face of the waters. Flood had covered the entire earth, was covered by water, and there's water beneath the earth, and water above the earth, and the earth was sandwiched between 2 layers of water. And there's not a thing that you couldn't behold the earth without beholding, seeing it through water. Now, this was the state of the earth when God, in Genesis verse 2, and in the 6 days, the 6 days is not God creating the heavens and the earth. The heavens and the earth were created long before the first day. These 6 days of creation are where God made the arrangements for the furniture to be put in the house, where man could live in it. And it doesn't tell us when the house was made, the house being the earth. And in these 6 days, everything was so set up in 17 scientific methods that are mentioned there in the provision made for men's habitation that would bring health to man. For instance, there would be plenty enough moisture because the earth had been, as we said, had been sandwiched between heaven and earth, and God separated the waters from the waters, and this separation of the waters from the waters would allow oxygen to be in the air and the atmosphere around about us. Then he separated the light from the darkness. The light is necessary for the existence of man on planet Earth. Then the earth, the land appeared, and God created the land. And certainly man is not a creature of the sea. For that reason, land was created for his habitation and for his existence. Then he created the plant life, where man could absorb and eat and enjoy life on planet Earth. The sun and everything was arranged in divine order so that man could have perfect health on planet Earth. And for man to have health, he must have first a good atmosphere. The air itself must not be too cold or too hot, not altogether snow, not altogether rain, not altogether sunshine, not altogether of any abundance of any one of the things that we normally have in the air itself. And the air had to be prepared for man's habitation. Then the earth itself, good soil has to be provided for man to have good health. Without good soil, man has nothing but bad herbs and bad plant life, and bad plant life and bad food makes will create a sick body. So there must be the right sun and moon must move upon planet Earth in order for the ocean waves to not stagnate, the animal, the fish and the creatures of the sea die, and pollution cover the earth, and man would pass off of the seam of time. So the ocean waves were set in the distinct order when God created the sun and the moon on the 4th day. Everything was set in order for man's good health in the book of Genesis. And the 17 methods that God used are the most scientific methods to set this world in the right order for its health and well-being. Now, when man sinned, all these things was corrupted, and everything was touched and destroyed. Man was to have dominion of the fish of the sea, over the fowls of the air, over everything creeping on the earth, and over all the earth. Now, first, God did not intend for man to be a creature of eating meat. The original, when God placed man on planet Earth, he did not intend him to eat meat. Man was only allowed to eat meat after the flood. And the obvious reason is that when the earth was cursed after the sin of Adam, the earth was cursed. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth. The sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread. From the dust thou art, and the dust shalt thou return. When the earth was cursed the first time, the top soil, the trace elements from the top soil of the earth would not be, was to give out. Erosion was to wash away the hillsides, and disaster was to take place in nature, so that the trace elements of the rich soil would no longer be there. From the creation of Adam in the Garden of Eden until the flood, you have 7 men that lived 900 years old. For instance, Adam lived 930 years old. Jared lived 912 years old. Noah lived 950 years old. Methuselah lived 969 years old. You have 7 men that lived above 900 years old. Why with so length a period of time? Because the trace elements from the top soil had not given out. You had good soil there on planet Earth. And that good soil produced good food, and the good food produced healthy bodies. And man didn't have to eat any animal flesh in any manner to have a healthy body. But after the flood, the Bible tells you that the fountains of the great deep were broken up. And the fountains of the deep were broken up, therefore, the earth had the second time that it was cursed. It was cursed this time with the removal of all the topsoil on planet Earth, probably. And such